Hey, it's Matt here with my Shopcat Megabyte. I thought I'd give you a quick update on how the pinball machine is going. And I'm hoping this will become part of a series of regular updates on the machine in between actual build videos. And the reason for that is pinball machines frankly take a long time to build, a shockingly long time to build. When I got started, I thought that I would build a small little machine just to play around with electronics, Arduino, and so on, and it would be a somewhat quick and easy project. Needless to say, it's escalated a lot. I now want to make a proper professional quality machine, although still in miniature format, and that's taking a while to do. So in video updates like this, I'll just show you what's going on, what I've been attempting to do, what's been working, and what hasn't. I also want to point out that I have a YouTube channel. It's at mattingla.com/TV. And especially if you're watching this on Facebook, go and check it out on YouTube. Facebook likes to hide any links to YouTube. It's crazy. So it's been hard to point my Facebook followers to this channel. So this is a cry for help. Please go to the YouTube channel before Facebook takes me down. YouTube. Okay, so let's take a look at what I've been working on recently. I have 5 main priorities on this project right now. Number 1, I want to recreate the test playfield. I'll show you why in a second. Number 2, I'm making progress on the flippers. They work really well, but there are a couple issues we have to sort out. Number 3, I have to figure out how to reliably detect when a ball rolls over an area of the playfield. Number 4, I've been working a little bit on the LED lighting system and some cool 3D printing for actually mounting the lights. And number 5, I'm working on the actual shooting mechanism for the ball plunger so that we can shoot the ball manually or via solenoid. Let's start with the test playfield. Now, this is the very first playfield and cabinet that I built for this machine. I built it strictly for testing, and I cobbled it together in about an hour. So it's not exactly fancy, but it has been working well, allowing me to see how the ball actually flies around the field, let me test my ball feed mechanism, and so on. However, this field has outlived its usefulness and has some critical flaws. Number 1, it's no longer the right size. I have changed my mind about the dimensions of the machine so many times, and now the playfield is too small by a bit, and that's obviously going to be a problem when I try to lay things out. But the biggest mistake that I made with this particular test is I mounted everything to this playfield. So these walls are screwed directly to the playfield, and then the playfield itself has been attached directly to these cabinet walls. Now, it turns out that that is not at all how real pinball machines work. Real pinball machines let you remove the playfield, so just a flat piece of wood, and that makes it so much easier to mount components, to drill holes, to try things out, and so on. With everything put together like this, it's been a huge problem, and it makes me not want to actually use this. I've also been working on the flipper mechanism itself. Now, a proof of concept of the flippers is actually the first video that I ever posted about this pinball machine, but there are a couple details that still need to be worked out to call this a fully functioning mechanism. So right now, you can fire the solenoid, and this pulls this crank down, and on the other side of a playfield, a flipper ends up getting pushed up as a result. But there's 2 things that need to happen. One is it does need to retract back into the right position. So we need a spring somewhere around here that retracts the solenoid reliably. So I just have to play around with mounting that spring and probably keeping it closer down to the playfield. And the second thing that I need to do is I need to add a switch somewhere around here that ends up getting pressed down when this crank goes all the way down. And the reason for that is we want to be able to detect when the player has the flipper pushed all the way down, or all the way up, I guess, because at that point we don't need to be giving the coil nearly as much power, the coil being the solenoid, and if we continue giving it the full power, it'll actually burn itself out. So we have to switch down to half power or so, which is enough to keep the flipper up, but not enough to burn out the solenoid here. So I hope to have this complete and mounted to the new playfield so that I finally have a set of working flippers I can play with. There's nothing quite like the thrill of combining cats with sensitive electronics. So a cat was sitting on my Arduino, and I have a feeling this Arduino might be getting replaced soon as a result. But hopefully maybe it still works. Another thing I've been working on is rollover switches. In other words, being able to detect when a ball goes over a certain spot in the playfield. Now, I really don't want to use mechanical switches in my game, meaning I don't want the ball to roll over an actual physical switch. And the reason for that is, one, my ball is a lot lighter than a regular pinball machine ball because this is a miniature game. And two, I have witnessed mechanical switches get stuck and the ball gets stuck on them. And you could argue that's just poor maintenance of the machine or whatnot, but they just don't strike me as all that reliable. So what I want to do is use optical sensors instead, using infrared light. So I already prototyped one such rollover switch using a reflective infrared switch, or infrared sensor, that when the ball rolls over it, it bounces enough light back onto the sensor that it knows that a ball was there. That's been working okay. I have to play around with it a little bit more. But what I think will be more reliable in most cases is to actually have a separate infrared emitter and an infrared detector, and basically create almost like a laser beam where when the ball breaks the beam, then we know for sure the ball has crossed that area. In most places, I can pull that off, and I think that will be more reliable. We'll see. Next is the LED lighting system for this game. Now, I'll admit I haven't made huge progress here yet, but I have bought a bunch of different LEDs. Here are some of them, and I have a drawer full of them as well in my electronics lab. I've got RGB LEDs, I've got regular LEDs. These are the super bright LEDs. I'm going to try them all, and I'm going to see what works. And my goal is to use 3D printing and transparent plastic in order to create overlays that these LEDs mount into, and that way you have your pinball playfield and the LED lights are shining nicely through the overlays. But that's about the only progress I have on lighting so far. Now finally, we have the ball shooting mechanism, or the ball plunger, or whatever you want to call it. This one has been working pretty well. I can shoot the ball, and sure enough, it bounces around. The problem is that I do want to be able to have the machine automatically fire a ball, as well as allowing the player to manually fire a ball with the plunger. And that's going to be important for multi-ball mode, because I want to be able to start multi-ball all straight from the ball feed mechanism instead of locking balls all around the playfield. And I think that's actually going to be pretty challenging, because the two mechanisms can coexist. They do on a lot of pinball machines, but it is a little tricky. So it's something I'm actively trying to work out right now. So that's everything that's been going on with my pinball machine and my life with my cats. I am also going to periodically try to make some tutorial videos. So the stuff that you see me doing, I'm actually going to explain how I do it so that you can build your own pinball machine or use that knowledge in other projects. So the first such video that I recently created was a tutorial on how to control solenoids using an Arduino. And it's pretty in-depth, so if you're into that, go ahead and check it out. Otherwise, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you can continue getting more of these videos. And again, if you're watching this on Facebook, help, Facebook has me trapped. Go to mattinglot.com/TV if you actually want the YouTube channel. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey Megabyte, sit down, buddy. Come on.